All right, we officially have Gabby Marshall reconnecting with Caitlin Clark, joining forces in Indianapolis. This is good news. Now all we gotta do is find a way to get rid of Stephanie White and get Kate Martin to Indiana as well. We got to break this down. The Caitlin Clark, Gabby Marshall reconnection is happening.
The Iowa crew is reuniting in Indianapolis. Gabby Marshall, the defensive standout who helped Caitlin Clark secure consecutive national titles, is officially relocating to Indiana. And this move isn't happening in a vacuum. Her partner just landed a director role at ETS Performance, headquartered in the very city where the Fever play. Clark's Instagram reaction? "I'm so proud of you." That's more than friendly support. It's a clear hint of recruiting vibes.
Now we have this. Caitlin Clark's Iowa teammate Gabby Marshall announces move to Indiana. Now we know she has not been playing ball since Iowa. I think she moved to North Carolina or something after Iowa. Now headed to Indiana to reconnect with CC. Clark was forced to sit out as the Indiana Fever made an unexpected postseason run, pushing the Las Vegas Aces to Game 5. Clark missed out on most of the season.
Here's why the timing matters. Marshall hasn't played competitive basketball since finishing her Iowa career in the 2023-24 season. Afterward, she went to North Carolina to complete her master's degree, and it seemed she had stepped away from the game professionally. But now she's moving to Indianapolis just as the Fever face one of the most uncertain off-seasons in their history. Currently, the team has only 3 players under contract for 2026, including Clark. That's less a roster and more a blank slate. Earlier this week, an article didn't treat Marshall's move as a mere footnote. It asked a pointed question. Should Indiana consider giving her a tryout? This isn't idle speculation from a random source. This is serious basketball media questioning whether the Fever should evaluate Clark's former college teammate.
Clark was a star in the WNBA. She became the NCAA's all-time scoring leader during her college career with the Iowa Hawkeyes, and she spent her entire time with Iowa alongside Kate Martin, now with the Golden State Valkyries, and Gabby Marshall, who retired from basketball after the 2023-24 season. And here it says,
now let's break down what Marshall actually contributed to those Iowa teams. She wasn't a headline star. Her scoring averaged in the single digits, but anyone who watches the tournament footage can see her impact. She delivered elite perimeter defense, made smart rotations, and shot 40% from three-point range on low volume with impressive efficiency. Most importantly, she understood how to play alongside Clark, knowing when to cut, when to spot up, and when to simply clear space. That kind of on-court chemistry is invaluable. The Fever spent all of last season trying to find players who could complement Clark's style. They rotated lineups, made mid-season tweaks, and added veterans who seemed like a fit on paper. But by the playoffs, the puzzle wasn't fully solved. Bringing in someone who already knows how to maximize Clark's strengths isn't about nostalgia. It's smart, practical roster building.
Following her Iowa career, Marshall went on to attend the University of North Carolina, earning her master's degree. Oh, she's smart. Oh, she's smart. So she went on to North Carolina to earn her master's. Marshall has remained supportive of Clark during her WNBA career, attending numerous Fever games to watch her good friend despite being in Chapel Hill. But on Sunday, Marshall's partner, Spencer Turrell, announced on Instagram that he has accepted a job at ETS Performance as the Director of Operations in Indianapolis, which happens to be where Clark and the Fever are located. So the reconnection is happening. Hey, can we get Gabby back in the gym, CC? I think she still can shoot the three.
It's useful to put this in the context of other professional sports. In 2013, J.R. Smith helped his brother Chris land a spot with the Knicks. Giannis Antetokounmpo's brother Thanasis joined the Bucks, and he's remained on their roster for 5 seasons. Lonzo Ball's brother LaMelo has had multiple NBA Summer League opportunities, largely due to family connections. This kind of influence is common. Star players often shape roster decisions, especially for end-of-bench roles or training camp invites. The real question isn't whether Clark advocating for Marshall is appropriate. It's whether Marshall can compete at this level. The truth is, we don't know. She never attempted the WNBA route, going straight from college to grad school without playing overseas or entering the draft. But defensive instincts and shooting ability don't vanish overnight. If she's been training, she could be ready. A training camp invite carries minimal risk for the Fever. Worst case, she doesn't make the team. Best case, they gain a rotation-ready player who already has chemistry with their franchise star.
There's a lot going on and a lot of conversation surrounding the new offer from the WNBA with the $1 million base salary, but they are not interested in continue to pay for housing for these players and certain things, that stipends and things like that they were giving before. They're basically saying, hey, we're upping the pay and now you can cover your own tabs for living and all of this other stuff. A lot of people are up in arms about it. Some people are saying take the money and do the deal. Let's get the season going. Let's hear what Alexa Philippou had to say about this on.
This story unfolds against the backdrop of one of the most heated CBA negotiations in WNBA history. The latest proposal, reported earlier today, has already sparked debate among players and fans alike. On paper, the numbers look impressive. A maximum salary of $1 million, a league minimum expected to exceed $225,000, and an average salary over $500,000. The salary cap would rise from $1.5 million this season to $5 million, with future growth tied directly to league revenue. These represent significant jumps. The current maximum salary is $241,000, and the minimum is $25,000, meaning the top end could more than quadruple, and the floor could nearly tenfold. For the Players Association, it looks like a major victory.
Things stand at the moment.
Yeah, George, well, there was a lot of meeting, a lot of back and forth over the last few weeks in hopes of trying to get some movement as yesterday's extension neared. And I can report that, we saw a report a few weeks ago on the league's proposals to the players. I actually have some updated numbers I'd like to share you all of where the league's latest proposal stands. Right now, they are offering a deal with a salary for players at the maximum with a $1 million guaranteed base, projected revenue sharing, pushing those total earnings for maximum players to more than $1.2 million. Sources have told me just now. The average salary projection under this deal, the average salary across the board is projected to exceed $500,000. The minimum salary.
Here's where the discussion gets tricky. The league's proposal also removes several benefits that players currently receive. No more league-provided housing during the season, no travel stipends, and no meal allowances. The league's argument is simple. Salaries are rising significantly, so players can now cover their living expenses like professionals in other sports. This is where opinions diverge. One side points out that a $225,000 minimum salary is more than enough to cover a short-term apartment. NBA rookies earning $1.1 million don't get free housing, and NFL practice squad players making around $200,000 don't receive meal stipends. In those leagues, players are expected to pay their own living costs. So why should the WNBA be any different, especially with these salary increases? The counter-argument focuses on the financial realities for lower roster players. A $225,000 salary sounds good until you consider taxes, agent fees, and the possibility of being cut after training camp. Relocating to a new city for a short-term opportunity could cost $10,000 or more in rent, deposits, and furniture, quickly eating into that salary. Under the current system, league-provided housing eliminates that risk, letting players focus on basketball rather than worrying about breaking a lease if they're waived.
It was not enough to get to an agreement yesterday for a new CBA. So it will be very interesting to see. We know that revenue share and salary cap, a salary cap that was actually tied directly to revenue growth in the league was very important to them. It's right now, again, unknown what they think of this proposal. But the reason why both sides do want to have this 6-week kind of runway to try to come to agreement is that they really see this as an opportunity to have an urgency to actually get the deal done sooner than that. That was kind of an expectation in agreeing to this, and we'll see how much closer they can come as we get to the next